Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome everybody to the Kryptonite Show. Your host Superman in the house, and today we're going to be exploring PulseChain. Of course, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a look at Monster Thread number 11 of the latest PulseChain news in the last week, showcasing all the wonderful people on PulseChain and all the cool projects that are really flying high. So we're going to get into all that. Of course, Hex did a rally over the last couple of days and pretty much hit the target we've been talking about on the channel. And of course, we use our little friendly tool, the RSI, and some moving averages, looking pretty good there. And of course, a nice relief rally after the the big Hex PulseX whale sold out, so it was pretty cool as well. And of course, the strategic reserve are looking pretty amazing for PulseChain, and we're going to talk about that today. Going to be a full update on that, and then we're going to get obviously into the markets, and of course, Torus on Titanix on Ethereum. We're going to check out how it's going on day 12 now, I think it is. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So we've got lots in store. And we're also going to hear from Tom Lee because the amount of institutions coming into Ethereum is just starting to explode. And so we're going to talk about that coming up as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the content today. It's going to be pretty legit. We've got Hex Creator as well. What's up, Super? Hey, good to see you, Hex Creator. Big shout out. Smash the likes. And, of course, share the stream. Please, please, please. I like that. And we've got Wookie and Alice. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We had a bit of a rugby league fight in the Discord yesterday. So it was between the Newcastle Knights and the Warriors. And, of course, it was a bit of a steal from the Warriors in the weekend. So that's been a bit of a drama in the Discord there because we've got people supporting either team. And, of course, it was quite the bloodbath in the old Discord yesterday. There were survivors, though. There were survivors. But that happened there in rugby league, and of course that's a down under game, pretty much. Or I guess other people play it, but that is the way to go. I guess they play it in England, don't they? They play it in England. Pretty crazy out there. If you haven't joined our Discord, the link's in the video description. By the way, community membership is only $12.50 a month, and Strategy Club is only $35 a month. Fantastic. With Strategy Club, you get a monthly report. You get access to the top 10 index. You get access to all the regular updates that we have, generally every day, just about. And of course, you also get into have our strategy discussions as well, which we put those together. And we'll have another one this week for strategy discussion. So definitely get in there, join up. Only $35 a month. I saw some people out there charging for far less alpha, and they were charging, hundreds of dollars and some thousands of dollars as well, but definitely hundreds of dollars out there. So get out there, good value, folks, and get into our strategy club. Links in the video description. Maybe Wookie will post his link as well. We've got Q Baller announced there. Morning all. Good to see you, Q Baller. Big shout out there. Yeah, and if you haven't shared the show on X, there is the link. It really does help pump your own bags, as we say. So share that around. And if you're on YouTube, of course, share. Sharing is caring. And like I say, we've been getting really good growth on PulseChain X, which is one of the YouTube channels we're streaming on at the moment. We're streaming on multiple channels. And so, big shout out to all the new members over on PulseChain X. And it's a PulseChain dedicated channel. So it's very, very exciting to see the growth there. Diamond Hand, let's go higher. Yeah, definitely go higher on that one. We got Bloodbath, says Brennan. Yeah, you guys survived. Round 1, Knights, TKO. Oh, there's some fighting words right there. That's going to be a lot of fun on the chat today. I can see that right now. That's pretty much it. How we go, is it? Wookie says maybe. Oh, Wookie's already conceding, Brennan. Wookie's already conceding. Yeah, I think you have TKO'd not only that round, but this sort of chat round as well. All right, so let's get into it without further ado. And we're going to get straight into the monster thread, I think, for the week. So that's just been posted by, of course, MVS, our promotional lead for the Kryptonite Show, does an amazing job as editor-in-chief. And so we're going to get into that too. It's got all of those. We're going to go through the highlights, of course. You guys can read it. Let me just post it first in the chat there. So PulseChain, weekly, monster thread. Now, this is perfect for if you want new people to learn about PulseChain. you can get them to check out the PulseChain Monster Thread. It will give them all the latest updates and everything like that. And it's number 11, isn't it? Number 11. Can you believe it? 11 weeks? Can you believe it? 11 weeks. So that is the link to the Monster Thread number 11. Big shout out to MBS Crypto for doing all that. So nice. PulseChain Weekly Monster Thread number 11. Hot off the press. Now, the big news, of course, is the Monster Thread's been breaking records. So that is good news, It is pretty much becoming, I guess to some degree, the national newspaper for PulseChain, so to speak. But let's get straight into it. The title is Richard's shout out. Let's actually make this full screen, shall we? Should we go full screen? Yeah, Richard's shout out there. Liberty Swap's rise. So Liberty Swap has been doing amazing. We've been covering the bridges in full here. BBC radio interview. Can you believe it? A person in PulseChain got on the BBC radio and got a big showcase there for their artwork, which had Richard Hart in it as well. Isn't that amazing? So that's pretty cool. So some really cool things happening out in PulseChain. Obviously, Richard's been ramping up a lot more stuff on social media. He posted out the PulseX conference, which was on the last week. He also talked about Mo's BBC radio interview. Obviously, covering the Tornado Cash, something very dear to his heart is privacy in crypto. And, of course, the Genius Act also passing. So Richard's really been proactive. And this is really exciting to see, right? The founder of PulseChain and, of course, Hex as well. So very, very cool there. We also, obviously, RX Max has taken over doing quite a few of the conferences now. And we had the PulseX conference on July the 14th and 15th. There was heaps of people watching, tens of thousands of people watching that. Of course, Richard helped that along with his repost. And, of course, we had lots of people. I think there was well over 30 people on the roster. So pretty amazing there. Obviously, Mo Mindset did a viral BBC interview there. Well over 120,000 views. Probably way higher than that now. And you can see some of the artwork there in the BBC. Look at that. Look at that. Pretty cool. And you got Richard Hart and Donald Trump. And that's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So nice work there. So that was from him. We also have PulseChain Paradise, which these guys, as I said to you guys, we are so lucky to have Crypto Paradise over on PulseChain. They've come over here with their surf token. They're making partnerships. They're doing pre-sales. They're doing shows twice a week, 3 times a week sometimes on their channels. I mean, these guys are next level. So big shout out to Crypto Hitman, Nate, Amaru, and the team. I mean, they're just doing an amazing job. So they've been having interviews with lots of different people as well in the PulseChain. So yeah, Nate, and on the conference, they delivered a really cool analysis there from Crypto Hitman. So big shout out to them. That was highlighted there. Somi, of course, celebrating Liberty Swap. Liberty Swap has been blowing up, and they're now at 7,000 followers. It's like they're making 1,000 followers every 2 days or something. They've been doing amazing. Of course, they're bringing this multi-chain on-ramping onto PulseChain, and it is rapid. They've gone from stable coins to volatile coins. I mean, these guys are on the move. I mean, it really is crazy. If you haven't used Liberty Swap, definitely check it out. It is super, super duper deep, super good. They fund the liquidity. The fees are super cheap. It's super fast. You can get over to mold chains. They're going to add more and more chains. I think they've got BSC base chain at the moment, but you're going to be able to get onto heaps of other chains. It's going to be absolutely awesome. PulseChain is exciting, man. It's exciting. We are just laying the final foundation really for that big bull market. Hexco, of course, Captain RG3's been back on doing lots of cool shows with the fortnightly hangout. So that's every week. And a big shout out to all the team there, Wildest J, Brazolgi, and others. Kind of cool. Now, we haven't seen this for a little while, have we? We haven't seen covering people doing hex stakes, but we had a brother and sister with the 720 crypto doing their own 5555 stakes. So isn't that awesome? And you got them there celebrating with a glass of wine. Isn't that cool? With the old hex interface there. I think that's pretty special, and it's certainly remnant of the old days. And of course, it looks like the new days are going to be starting up again with people, putting out their hex stakes, which is pretty cool. And that's, we had the hex rally over the last couple of days, so it's a bit poetic, isn't it? A bit poetic there. So chin chin, everybody, chin chin. We got Sammy's Epic Farms. Now, Fat Sammy's been really ramping up his coverage on social media, doing vlogs and tutorials and leading the Pulse Bitcoin community and the roundtable there. Lots of cool stuff, getting involved with all the farms, Vox Farms, Hemp Farms, Radon. So Fat Sammy's out there doing lots of cool things, along with DeFi Nation. We got Genius Act, of course, was signed. That was a huge deal. And we're going to be talking about that today because it's such a big deal, the Genius Act with the stable coins. It's going to be a boom for stable coins. Secretary Scott Bessent talking about $2 trillion in dollars. I mean, that's a massive re-rate from $250 million, right? So What's it, about 8x or something? Massive. We're going to talk more about that with Tom Lee. We got Titan Builder saves user, and it's a really good story. That people, sometimes mistakes or just unfortunate things happen in crypto. But yeah, someone accidentally burned $112,000 of ETH. It seems like a bit silly when you say accidentally, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. And Titan Builder then ended up refunding 100% of the block profits. Isn't that amazing? So that was a really great story out there. So big shout out to Connor Grogan for that. We also obviously had PulseChain. So, PulseChain people are out and about. They're out in the community. And here we are. We've got Queen Pui there, brought good vibes to Las Vegas golf course. And you can see a cool picture of them there under their marquee with PulseChain in the background on the marquee. And you got the girls there having a great time promoting their stall and, of course, PulseChain. So pretty cool. So you can definitely check out that and give them a follow, no doubt. Give them a follow. We also had Pulse Swap as well. So Pulse Coinless, of course, one of our top 4, I would say, informational sites. They've also got their swapping site, Pulse Swap, and they've been noticing really a big lift in transactions over the last 30 days. And they, of course, that is exciting as an aggregator of aggregators. So definitely got to check that out. Saint Wolf, of course, a really rising star over the last year, I would say, on PulseChain. And he responded to Ivan on Tech, had a critique of PulseChain. And, of course, Saint Wolf there responded. So check that out as well. PulseChain AI unveiled. Yeah, we've got more AI coming. It's kind of a relatively new thing, the PulseChain, but AI is starting to really pop up here and there and everywhere. So I can think of just a couple of projects already that are bringing AI onto PulseChain. So that's really cool. PulseChain and the blockchain. So check that out from KC Crypto. And of course, unveiled an AI cleaner there. So, chatbot, a complaint bot, AI therapist as well. Who knows what AI can do these days? We got also RH ETH Gains Crypto Coffee, of course, hosted a stream with Money Gang Crypto. Both of them fantastic influencers. And what's the title of that one? Critical Ethereum price for PulseChain holders only. There, how about that? And of course, we're going to talk a bit more about that at the moment. So big shout out to those two influencers doing an amazing job. And number 15 there, we got CryptoGenics. CryptoChicks, I think is ranked PulseChain in the top 15 chains in TVL. And hey, look, this number in TVL for ranking. You watch PulseChain really rise. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So pretty cool. And then we have Reptile Hybrids prediction, looking pretty good too. An infographic highlighting PulseChain's digital sovereignty features from Liberty Swap's non-custodial privacy bridge, quoting PDI as the unicorn of the cycle. So we got lots of cool news in there, folks. And an honorable mention, a very, very special happy birthday to Sammy Chica. And of course, she is wonderful and done amazing things in the community as well as being an awesome person. So a big shout out to Sammy Chica and a very happy birthday. So honorable mention, so pretty cool. And who else? We got some cool projects in the Monster Thread this week. We got Nick Hellman from Crypto Paradise at PulseX conference, and of course you can pick up 200,000 surf and get in their DAO, and you get some of the magical rewards that they have. They're pretty cool stuff. You get alpha calls from elite traders, voting power on the DAO, high yield private investments, and of course exclusive retreat discounts and Paradise Pad stays. So lots of benefits there being in the surf community DAO. They've also got a special giveaway at the moment with Trib and Surf. In fact, I think it runs out, when's it running? The 23rd. So you've got about 2 days to go, probably 2 days to go. So if you want to get in on that giveaway with Trib and Surf tokens, then definitely get into that. It's one of their partners. Very, very nice. And so, yeah, definitely checked out. They've been fattening up their liquidity, by the way, for Surf token. And the price at the moment is very friendly for entry. So if you're after a good entry into Surf, it's a good time now. So, yeah, pretty exciting. And you can join all the socials there for Crypto Paradise. So big shout out to that team. They're amazing, doing a great job. We also have another awesome team. I mean, these guys are synonymous, in my view, with PulseChain. They really are. So Pulse of the Fallen is set to explode. This anime series on PulseChain is covering, so many of the influencers in PulseChain, so many of the community members that are really amazing, as well as celebrities outside of PulseChain, like I don't know, Johnny Depp, I don't know, some people like that. But it's pretty exciting. And Pulse of the Fallen there is just rocketing. And they've gone to the next level. So now they're actually getting influencers to do the voiceovers of their own characters. So we've got Tiger Crypto God, we've got Joshua Wu here, 2 community members in PulseChain will now be voicing their own characters in the actual anime series. Isn't that amazing? So as you guys know, Pulse of the Fallen, the main character is Hog, and it follows his kind of his life story, but there are many sub-characters that are played in there, of course, and many of them you will know, well-known influencers there. So pretty cool. You can even see good old myself, Superman. I'm in chains. I mean, how did I get there and I'm in chains? I need some help. I think that's Somi as well. Somi and Pikachu there looking at me. I mean, stop looking and just help me, free me up here like that. So there's lots of different dramas in the Pulse of the Fallen, and we're very excited about where this is going to go. I think Pulse of the Fallen is going to be everywhere on PulseChain during this bull market cycle. And like I say, I think they're going to be very much married together. So yeah, keep watching the whole hog there. They've got currently 10 chapters out at the moment. They've got lots of characters. There's something for everybody in there. So big shout out to the hog community there. They are going to be rising stars. We've also had obviously new innovation coming to PulseChain, which I really love. You guys know I love crypto for the tokenomics. I love it for the innovation that we see in DeFi. We are the new Wall Street, right? We are the new Wall Street in DeFi. That is pretty much it, right? So we've got Axel Lending Revolution DeFi with true peer-to-peer decentralization. In peer-to-peer lending, you get to interact with the smart contract with somebody else who also interacts with the smart contract, and you can set your own lending. So you can put your assets up for lending, you can borrow assets, you can provide collateral, and you can negotiate the terms. I mean, Axel is taking it to the next level. This is on PulseChain, guys. This is only just launched too. So very, very exciting stuff happening there with the old Axel lending. And of course, they have a couple other protocols as well where you can issue your own tokens and all sorts of things, set up your own reward systems. It's pretty advanced, leading some of the top DeFi on PulseChain. So big shout out to the Axel community. Really amazing there. And of course, ALGO there as well. So big shout out to the whole team. But look at that. What token should Axel Lending add next? They're actually asking you to. What do you want to add? So you can get in there and on the platform actually add your own tokens as well, including Pulse, PulseX, Hex, and all the favorites there. So yeah, get out there, folks. If you want to get adding your tokens, get onto the platform, get into the Telegram and ask them away. This is a frontier DeFi, folks. This is about as advanced as it gets on the crypto. So big shout out to them. Yeah, each new token unlocks liquidity without dumps, idle assets earn yield, tax-efficient growth, VC-free peer-to-peer opportunities. And as you guys know, this is how a lot of the rich people get rich, because they never sell anything. They just borrow against their assets and then accumulate more wealth, right? That's pretty much it. And that's what Axel Lending helps you to do. So pretty awesome. And the platform's pretty easy to understand there. I love the little cool video here. Look at that, Axel Lending, nice, with a big super yacht. That is pretty cool. So pretty nice there. We also got, of course, Radon, which we've been covering for many weeks. So big shout out to Crypto Bro and the team. Embrace DeFi's deadly sins and indulge with guilt. So this is a pretty cool theme about they've got their whole token set up with deadly sins, right? Deadly sins, which I think is a cool theme. And they're all in the Nexion farm, right? Nexion's one of our top 4 farms are now on PulseChain. And these guys are probably, I don't know, maybe 50% of the liquidity pools are all related to this project. But they got greed, they got rage, they got envy coming soon. So if you want to get access to the future deadly sins, then get into this. And of course, get high yield in the farm. So definitely join up into the old Radon community. It's been one of the more vibrant communities out there. You get into the Telegram and get a part there. The community is one of the most I can tell you this, firsthand. One of the most active communities out there on Telegram. So definitely get in there. You can see all the partners they've been doing. Look at all these partnerships. That's how active they've been doing. Right. That's how active these are. So get in there, folks. I think this community is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So they roll out all the deadly sins. It sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? Deadly sins. All right. So that's out there. We also have, of course, got another farm, not just Nexion, but we also got Vox Farms. And Vox Farms is really ramping it up there as well. They've had massive price surge in the chart. You can see that at the moment. So it's been looking really good. So Vox Farms is on fire. They've been doing some really amazing collabs as well with Crypto Paradise and Emmett Farms and Satoshi. So partnerships has been a big theme. I'm excited to see that. You guys know I've been a big fan of communities not just sitting out by themselves everywhere, but actually starting to talk to each other, starting to do, to make partnerships and to mutually benefit each other. And that we're seeing an explosion of that over the last 2 months. It's really been incredible. Really, one of the mega things on PulseChain has been the collaborations. This is wonderful because a lot of other chains, everyone's in for themselves, right? And they just live out in a little isolation. But in PulseChain, everything is starting to connect up. And it's a wonderful thing to see. And there's lots of cool new opportunities open up from that, right? And a lot of it's innovation as well. So it's pretty cool. So they've got 2 farms at the moment. You can earn increase and you can earn a good old hype token. So they've got 2 tokens, increase token and hype token in the farm. So you can definitely check that out for the old Vox. And of course, there's a cool video here from Fat Sammy doing tutorials. I said Fat Sammy had been out and about doing lots of stuff. You can see him on vlogs and doing tutorials and everything else. He's everywhere these days. So big shout out to Fat Sammy. So that you can check that out as well. We also got a 3rd farm. Yeah, I told you we got so many farms leading the way. Obviously we had 9mm, 9-inch, and we had PulseX, but the high yield farms are now, Vox, Nexian, Emmet. These are the high yield farms out there right now. And I don't see them slowing down because these guys are just non-stop action packed. So Emmet Farms out there, shout out there, big Kairos. And of course, Kairos has been innovating in the stablecoin returns, right? So, some people can go into crypto because they like high returns from volatile coins. Those are tokens that are non-stables. And other people like to just get that nice high APR from stable coins. It's a lot, to have permanent loss and things like that. And so they get into these stablecoin pools. And really, Kairos has been innovating on the frontier of that, where you can just stake the old Emmet token and earn EDI, which is fantastic. And of course, they've just done a big partnership with PTC the Greys, the biggest DAO token on PulseChain. We've seen PTC just rocketing in the last couple of days as well, really broken out. And of course, this community is massive on PulseChain, one of the very biggest communities. And Emmet Farms just did a big collab with them, with PTC. There's an APR in there at the moment, 130% right now. So that's pretty exciting stuff. That's what I said. There's some really wonderful things happening between project teams like DAOs and farms. I mean, this is some of the themes that are going on PulseChain right now, and you're hearing about it here. So it's pretty cool. You can obviously join up to Emmet Farm. They also have airdrops in their Telegram. If you get registered on the Telegram bot, you get airdrops from all the partners, and it can be quite lucrative over time too. So get in there as well. Pretty cool. I love this little video here in the old surf. Function Island Yield Farms. Nice. So check that out as well. And of course, we've got a poll on at the moment. So if you want to get in the poll, obviously there's daily live shows here. And of course, you're on one right now. And a big shout out to MBS Crypto, our promotional lead at the Crypto Night Show. And of course, editor-in-chief of the Monster Thread, doing great stuff. Now, we've got a poll on at the moment. What is vote for your favorite farm protocol? Because we have a lot of farms in the Monster Thread this week. We've got Emmet, we've got Vox, we've got Nexian, and Function Island. Function Island was in the Monster Thread last week. And so you got 4 ones to vote from here. So definitely get out there and vote for those at the moment. In fact, I might post a link to that in the chat there as well. So get out there and vote. Vote for your favorite farm and share that around. Share it around. It's a bit of fun. And let's see who wins that favorite farm. They're all great farms, of course, but people have their favorites. But like ice cream, and lots of great ice cream. But so check it out and put your vote in today. All right, so that is the Monster Thread, folks. Get it out, share it around. It is very exciting. Week number 11. That's 11 weeks, and I'm going to tell you something. It's breaking new records. So last week it got over 26,000 views. 26,000 views. And that means that a lot of people are getting to see that, hey, PulseChain is a community that's got its act together, right? You can go and you can see all the people are doing all these cool things, all the people doing great things, all the project teams are doing great things, and people can find out about it. And we're still in that kind of that inflection point where we're moving from a bear market into a bull market. Really, you can feel it coming to PulseChain. It's already happened with the crypto majors. We already see, the shift of momentum from Bitcoin to Ethereum, and we can see that moving into altcoins, right? And that means PulseChain. And so we can feel that. And of course, getting, views like this going up all the time. What's it going to be like in the bull market? The Monster Thread going to be over 100,000 views a week. This is where we're heading, folks. It's going to be pretty exciting. And you guys are all on the journey there. So I love it. Great for onboarding as well. And talking about onboarding, we've just had Liberty Swap, of course, ramping up its multi-chain. And now we've got, obviously, the Monster Thread, making a big impact out there as well for people to catch up very quickly what's going on in the community and not missing a beat, right? Because people are busy, right? And they get to find out all about it there in the Monster Thread. So pretty awesome there. Big shout out to MVS Crypto. And, of course, a publication of the Crypto Night Show. Pretty exciting. All right, so let's jump into the stock market because that's breaking records as well. Everything's breaking records. Here we are in Trump's golden age of America. And it turns out that it's playing out pretty well. Pretty cool like that. All right, let's jump through some of the comments here as well. We've got Duke of Booze in the house there. Cheers, everybody. Good to see you, Duke. Welcome to the chat. And there is the Strategy Club if you want to join up today. Only $35 a month. Fantastic value there. We've got Sean in the house there. Time to fly, guys. Just be patient and believe. Next leg up just around the corner. You're absolutely right, Sean. You're absolutely right. We got DJ and Hexagon as well, 5555. Yeah, I love that story in the Monster Thread about the brother and sister. Isn't that so cool? And just the toasting of the wines. We back in the previous bull market, 2020, 2021, when Hex was doing the 10,000X, we used to get lots of images of people doing steaks on the computers and toasting the wine. And it looks like we're going to get more of that moving forward. I think we really have turning the turning point It's very exciting. So good point there. We got Sandy Beach in the house there. Big shout out to Sandy Beach. Hope you're doing well. One of our moderators, of course, and of course, an amazing person. Big shout out there. Hello, Superman and everybody from Sandy Beach. Big shout out. I spread it all over Twitter. I was tagged. Yay, says Sandy. You were tagged, Sandy. So I really appreciate that, Sandy. And Sandy is an amazing community person in the PulseChain. Big shout out there. Sandy says, Wookie, is that you on TikTok singing and playing guitar? Pretty good there, yeah. Hey, look, we've got an influencer that is actually going to be spreading the word around the Pulse of the Fallen, the anime series. That is huge in the story there. So that was a big breaking news in that monster thread, was that there's going to be big growth on TikTok for PulseChain communication, which is we've got, probably got a couple of decent sized influencers on TikTok, maybe 2 or 3, but I think that's really going to blow up. And so I think that's really exciting. Anime is definitely a good way of that happening. So really good observation there. Let's get into the stock market. We've got the S&P 500 ends above 6,300 for the first time. Big tech earnings are eyed, so we're in earnings season, of course. We had banks last week. We've got tech companies now, it seems. Dow Jones was pretty flat, so that's the top 30 industrials, sitting at down 19 points to 44,323. But the S&P 500 at record highs, up 0.14%, 9 points to 6,300, which is pretty cool. Let's go have a look at the max chart, shall we? And we'll look up probably at the S&P 500. You can see that this is the max chart for all the years, and you can see we're at record highs. Look at that. Let's just go to the last 5 years, make it a bit more obvious. Look at that. Beautiful. All-time highs on the old S&P 500. Looking at the NASDAQ, let's have a look at that. So, yeah, I think we're pretty much all-time highs on that too. We're up 0.4%, 78 points to 20,974. And, yeah, look at that. Let's go max chart. Yeah, all-time highs. Look at that. So tech companies driving that. What is driving it, right? We have moved into the 4th industrial revolution for real this time. We might have been 20 years later than they said, but we got there. And that is because we've got a convergence between computing power with so-called quantum chips. And I say so-called because, you can question some of the science and the performance, but quantum chips, and of course we had the end of last year we had the Blackwell chip there from NVIDIA. NVIDIA, of course, now the most valuable company on the planet, and so we've got all that, and we've also got obviously software is just going next level with AI software, and so that's also another thing that's booming right now, particularly with things like AI agents and automation. We've got that huge demand coming on to those service providers for AI. So we've got this, this computing power, the software power converging together. And then, of course, we've got adjacent technologies also converging. We've got robotics and humanoids rapidly advancing, thinking of Optimus and others out there. And then, of course, the next wave, I guess, the ultimate wave is battery power or power to be able to power these, and of course getting in, of course, what they may be an infinite cycle, 10,000 cycles or so, and of course the convergence of these is pretty incredible. It's going to bring a lot of great benefits to humanity, including automations in factories and of course other things like that. But we're going to see, I would say, within 3 to 5 years, we're going to see humanoid robots, or robots in any case, at least minimum robots, out in the community, out in society. It's going to be freaky, guys. It's going to be absolutely freaky. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming. And of course, they will, as they get to a more mature phase of development, they'll manufacture more of those, and we'll see them everywhere. It's going to be weird, guys. Honestly, people, it's going to be really weird. Now, if you grow up with it as a kid, you're probably just going to think it's like, oh, normal. Oh, cool. I got this robot buddy, whatever. But it's definitely going to be freaky for everybody else, I think. Howdy, Matt and Barley in house there. Big shout out there. I love the Supermans there. Nice. So yeah, that is coming up there. So we're in the age of the 4th industrial revolution is the age of intelligence, so-called. It doesn't feel like that sometimes out there, though, but that is the age of intelligence. And of course, one of the big things of semiconductor chips and some of the software development is inference, right? The inference. So the ability for a computer to study all the knowledge that it's given in a library, potentially all human knowledge, and of course pick up things with inference that humans just aren't capable of synthesizing because they can't hold all that data in their head. So that's going to bring some interesting things with existing human knowledge. Of course, advancing human knowledge is still going to be the advantage of the human because of this way our wonderful minds work, right? So it's going to be pretty cool. Dollar there index at the moment is at 97, and then we've got commodities. Let's jump to that. We got natural gas. West Texas at $65.80 for crude oil. down a little bit there, and Brent oil there $69. So Trump's delivered lower oil prices, which is a boom for the physical economy in the United States. So pretty cool there. Gold at the moment, $3,400, pretty much up slightly, and silver there at $39.20. Isn't it amazing? Silver on the run. And we've been talking about this, right? We talked about silver going to $75, $125, and everyone was probably laughing, but we said it was going to happen. And here we are at 39. So we were talking about that when silver was like $17, $16. So there we go. And of course, it's still got a long way to run, guys. Still got a long way to run. I can feel pretty confident about the Trump economy for the next 2 years. And of course, I think the midterms probably won't be as big a problem as we initially think for next year. And then it really becomes, a change of the guard. What happens when we get into the final year of Trump's reign, who will be taking over, and all that sort of stuff. That's when I think you can get a bit, you should be exiting out, potentially exiting out of a lot of your mad gains, right? So it's going to be interesting to see that play out. Hexvader says, let's go. PulseChain equals mad gains, says Hexvader. Absolutely. To the moon. I like that. All right, so let's get out there. Don't forget, if you're on X, you're on YouTube, smash the share button or repost. Really helps a lot there. Just it takes a second to do. So yeah, we've got big technology companies announcing in the week ahead. We've got Tesla and we've got Alphabet. So we've got some of the Magnificent Seven, and so we're looking forward to that. Very, very exciting. Magnificent Seven. Let's see where that goes there. And of course, Tesla. I understand that Tesla's moving into the modern food. I think Elon Musk posted something about opening up a modern sort of cool, functional little modern restaurant thing. So is he moving into the whole sort of fast food market? Looks like it. Loyalty will be rewarded, Success Better. You never know with Elon, because sometimes he posts these memes out, so you just never know whether you're serious or not. But man, it was pretty. I like the building that they put up. It was pretty cool. All right, so that is where we are at the moment. Let's jump over to the tools and let's quickly look at the. We were after this interest rate cut, right? That is the ultimate banana trigger, I think, is the old interest rate cuts. And we've got 1 week and 1 day to go till the Federal Reserve on the 30th of July. Obviously, we're not expecting any change at this particular meeting, but we are expecting to potentially have one in September, right? That's kind of where we are looking forward to there. We can go to September and see what the rate, what people are expecting. We've got the majority of the market expecting a 25 basis point rate cut for September, but fingers crossed that's going to be a lot higher. It should be really probably close to 1% or something. So we'll see what happens there. We've got 3 potential rate cuts before the end of the year. So let's see how that goes. What do we got there? 25. So no change in October, but December must be definitely a rate cut year. Majority rate cut down to 4%. It's still only half a percentage point, right? It's only 0.5%. And so, let's see if more pressure can happen on that, because really 4.5% is way too high. It probably should be, somewhere closer to 2.5, which is where the inflation rate is. We'll see what happens here. And of course, they're looking to roll Jerome Powell and the little Democrat takeover of the Fed. It's supposed to be independent, right? But they run it like a Democrat, another Democrat deep state. So we'll see what happens in that space. That leads us into crypto. Anyone like talking about crypto? Let's do that. Matt and Barley says, I bought a lot of silver in 2010, 2011, Superman. It ran to $49. I didn't sell. I should have put 49 into Bitcoin. It was about $2 a year. Well, it's all like, I understand. I understand that. All right. So what else are we going to say? We're going to say crypto is on the move, 3.99 trillion, but it's down 3.3% at the moment, based on 17,721 coins here on CoinGecko. Bitcoin is holding nice and strong at 117,400 after reaching that new all-time high of 123,000. And we've got Ethereum, though. It's been the star lately, and it's been on the move, but it's only up 1.2% today at 3,767. But it makes the PulseChain strategic reserve look very, very good, back at break even. Tether XRP is up at number 3, up 3.7% at $3.55. And of course, XRP apparently, I think announced today, looking to register as a bank as well. And so that's going to open up a lot of different pathways for them. Obviously, with the Genius Act and the Clarity Act and the Non-CBDC Act, XRP doing all its interbank transfers on blockchain has got a moving advantage there, right? So we'll be looking forward to see that growth. The only problem I have with XRP is Ripple, of course, the infinite dump organization, but we'll see what happens there. BNB is up 2.6% at $765. Number 5, Solana making a big move, and we were thinking that Solana was a little bit laggy in the move, but now has started to move 10.7%, $196. Number 8 is Dogecoin, up 2.2% at 27 cents. And of course, Cardano there, or ADA, which flipped Tron out of the top 10, is up 5.6%. Still moving higher, and is at 89 cents there. Pretty cool to see that. So it's only a couple of $2 billion away from getting to number 9 again. So they've got some pretty interesting moves this recently. We've got Solana and Cardano there making the bigger moves, along with XRP. So there we are. Those are top 10. Best performer in the last week has been Doge, up 37%, followed pretty closely behind by Ethereum, 25%. And then, that's pretty much it by Ethereum. They're 25%. Top performer in the top 100 is Floki. So the meme coin there, number 89. This is probably one of the better meme coins to get because it's getting a lot of attention, and it's still ranked quite high, 89. The market cap's still only 1.4 billion. And so on the bull market, this could do a lot more X's than some of the top memes that are, in the top 30, 40 or whatever. Up 55% for the week. Pretty cool. We got Ethna there at number 49, up 52% as well. And Doge there up 37% at number 3, followed by Casper. Number 51 is at up 35% at number 4. And then finally, at number 100 is Curve, and that is up 34%. And that will probably do pretty well on the re-rate as well, my guess. And it's up 34% at the moment. So entering the top 100, not bad. Looking at the top 1,000, we've got Spark up 55%, Concordium up 87%, and Block up 73%. We're going to have a quick look at these. Spark there at number 687, been around since June the 17th, and came off the bottom there at 3 cents. It's now at 6 cents, so basically a 2x, and it is on Ethereum. Kind of cool. And looking like it's benefited from that. We've got a website. Let's have a quick spark.fi. Let's quick look at that. Earn 4.5% on your stablecoins. So this will just continue to get re-rated, right? As the actuality of stablecoins booms, up to that $2 trillion mark, let's say, then this is going to continue to boom, right? 4.5% on stablecoins there, Spark 5. And so that could be a pretty cool one to get. You see it's just doubled in price, probably at the beginning there. The market cap's still pretty friendly, $65 million. It's sitting at number 687. So obviously everything that's up in the top end is always riskier, but and this is winning on the back of that stablecoin meme, right? Theme, right? So this could really re-rate into the dollars, right? So keep a lookout for that. Now it seems ridiculous, but this is crypto, right? This is what happens, and the stablecoins are coming in, right? So that could be something interesting to look at. Obviously, do your due diligence and about the team and the setup and everything but that is on the move. Spark, Concordium there. Let's have a look at that. So that is up, it's actually down, but it's 527th is the rank. Had a big rally at the beginning, and it's pretty much been down in the dismal bottom at 4,300 of a penny, but is now as basically a 2x there at 8,600 of a penny. It's also on, what chain is it on? It's its own chain, I think. Maybe it is. Control offers a trustworthy state of science solution with self-governing identification at the protocol level and confidential using zero-knowledge proof cryptography. That is there at the moment. So let's have a quick look at the website. And bam, there it is. So Start connects the layer 1 blockchain for institutions where stablecoins don't just exist, they thrive with built-in trust. So there it's got another stablecoin theme there on its own blockchain, Concordium, and that is sitting at number 527 there, just taking a little bit of a jump off the bottom. Okay. What else we got there? We got finally Block. Let's have a look at Block. Block there, it's at number 691. It's only launched recently too, July the 16th, and has pretty much got a really nice looking chart, up 15 cents there. And so that is looking pretty good. It's on Ethereum as well. Let's have a quick look at the website, Block Street. Oh, it's Block Street, right? Of course, yeah, Block Street. Bridging Wall Street to Web3, and as Block Street there, you can launch with them, right? So check that out as well. Not sure what that button does. Let's have a look. Yeah, join up now. There we are, Block Street. So there we are. That's on the move as well. So that is pretty much our overview. Trending at the moment, Pudgy Penguins, that is trending, and Spark is trending, and Ethereum is trending there as well. So a bit of everything today, blockchain, stablecoins, meme coins, kind of moving the market at the moment. All right, so that is pretty much it. Let's jump away to PulseChain, shall we, next? Should we do that? I'm not going to go to I don't think I'll go to the Bitcoin chart or Ethereum chart right now, but we'll probably do that tomorrow. Let's head back to, I guess, the PulseChain. Let's see who else has we got in the chat there. Hexagram says the monster box. You make me hungry. I feel like chicken and chips or something for them. Those little monster things you get at the zoo or something like that, or at the fair with the old chicken and chips in there. Yeah, Harry Williams in the house here. Yo, good to see Harry Williams. The monster box is named after me, says Wooksy. Wookie, yeah. Yeah, you'd be down at the local fish and chip shop getting some monster boxes with the old chicken and chips. All right, so let's jump into PulseChain. Are we ready to get into that? So we had little green candles. Today they're just sort of tapering off a little bit on PulseChain after that nice little rally that we had. So we're going to get into all that. Let's jump into it. So yeah, day 802 since PulseChain launched. I guess we're moving to day 803. And PulseChain at the moment, quadruple 0317, down 3% at 32% of the mean sacrifice price. So it's still in accumulation zone. We have had some little good green candles, but a little red today. And PulseX there up down 4%, I should say, on PulseX at quadruple 2400. The buy and burn, though, doesn't care. Yesterday, we reached 1% of the buy and burn with including the OA coins, but excluding the OA coins, we're at 7.46%, right? 7.46%. Let's include the OA. Yeah, we just passed 1% there, including OA. Excluding the OA, 7.46%, and that's looking pretty good. Incentive token $1.55 is down 2.4%, and Hex there at the moment just below 7,000. And of course, it got over to 0.8 of a penny overnight. Just pulled back recently. It's down 3.2%, and EHEX there at 2/10 of a penny there. So there we go. Let's have a look at the last week, shall we? Bam. So we are up on the last week. Yay! Should we do a clap for that? I think we should. Let's do a clap for that. So on the weekly, we are up. So that is kind of cool. Insane in the membrane, says Hextrader. Insane indeed. So yeah, on the weekly time frame, PulseChain is actually up 19.3%. So that's in the last 7 days. PulseX is up 24.8%. Ink token is up 12.6%. But Hex, folks, Hex is up 42.9%. Hex is up 42.9%. Isn't that amazing? So there we go. That is in the last 7 days. So we go last 30 days. Let's see what it looks like. 30 days, we're still up. So kind of cool. Still pretty similar amounts. In the last 90 days, we're still down on the last 90 days. So we've still got a bit of work to do, but not far away. Hex is only 7% down over the last 90 days. So yeah, kind of cool. I'm not sure about the all-time high, but let's have a look at that. We're actually up, on all time frames on all-time high, apparently. So we're up 60% on Pulse, 173% on PulseX, almost 300% on Ink token, and 92% on Hex there. So yeah, Ink there done pretty well from the all-time low, and Hex there, man, I think it's just getting ready to rumble. Hex, it's all about to go, So we've got gas prices, 1.7 million beats, 2 cents for a PulseX swap. Validators, pretty much what we've had for the last weeks, have set 52,000. And then the bridge, of course, we've been looking forward to this. We're actually even up a little bit more than yesterday, aren't we? We're at 96.6, so 97. I think we are. Yeah, we are, because of Ethereum, right? Ethereum up 25.7 million. Now, I was supposed to have my bridge chart up today, but I haven't done that yet, so I'm gonna have to do that today, and we'll try and have that ready tomorrow. We've been busy, of course, doing lots of things like Monster Thread and other stuff. So we'll get there. We'll get there in the end. Kind of cool. So that is the old PulseChain. We're going to get into some of the other bullish news around PulseChain, though, is the strategic reserve. And we've got some really exciting stuff to say about this. So let's go full screen about this, and let's get into the magical carpet ride on PulseChain. All right, we got the sound effects. I love it. We got strategic ETH reserve, and look at this. It's now got 1.79 million ETH is now in the strategic ETH reserve. So these are all big organizations holding a bag of ETH in their little portfolios, their little treasuries. Remember this number. This number is going to explode. I tell you, this number is going to explode to the upside. So we obviously have 120.7 million ETH in total. That's how much ETH there is. A lot of it is sitting in the staking protocols like Lido. But wait to watch this. This is going to be crazy. I think the biggest staking pool has 9 million ETH in it. But here we are, 1.79 million ETH just sitting in people's reserves. But you keep a lookout for this. This is, I think, going to explode. And because that means they've got to buy it off the liquid part of the market, right? That means we're going to get massive price re-rates on the old Ethereum, right? Massive price re-rates on old Ethereum. So that's going to be absolutely huge. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. So that's pretty awesome there. We can see that it is 1.48% of total supply now is in the ETH strategic reserve. There are 57 participants at the moment. And of course, we've added a few new big ones that have taken the top of the table over the last few weeks and days. So pretty exciting. You can see the growth since the 4th of April there. So May, June, July. So we're at like 3 months. We're sitting at 113,000 ETH. and now we're all the way up 3 months later at 1.7 million ETH sitting in these entities. Of course, some of them are people that were unregistered that have registered, and some are brand new and they've just come into the top of the leaderboard. So we're going to talk about that. Pretty exciting. We can see that in the chart there. Look at that, pretty cool. They even got a bigger chart view. But look at that, pretty amazing. And what a huge climb rate. So you guys here in the right place. It's still early too. You think this is great, this chart? Well, it's still early. Total ETF ETH holdings, 5.26 million ETH as well. 4.36% of the supply there. So pretty significant. And we can see the strategic ETH reserve right here. We've got Bitmine immersion technology. Of course, this is Tom Lee. We're going to hear from him in a second. And there's 300,000 ETH in there. They're going for 6%. 5% of the supply. So if that means that they have to get another 5.7 million ETH coins if they're going to hit that 5% supply, and that means massive re-rate in the price itself. So it is massive, and so we expect this to head towards 6 million ETH coins if they can reach their target. They got this only in the last week, so massive. They spent 1.1 billion, pretty much, give or take, on that. That is huge, and they've just come into the mix there. We've also got SharpLink, the big gaming site. Their gaming's business is not doing too well, but they've made a very smart move buying Ethereum because that's going to save them. It's going to save them, and that is up as well. They've got 280,000 ETH. Then we have the Ethereum Foundation. They were on a stream over the last night as well, talking about their plans for the Ethereum Foundation. They got 240,000 ETH. And then guess who's number 4, guys? Guess who is number 4? Guess who's number 4? PulseChain sacrifice. That's it. It's 166,000 plus. There's more sitting out somewhere else. That is pretty awesome. And that's 166,000 on the PulseChain sacrifice. And Richard Hart was the man that instigated this early. So he foresaw all this, and he ended up pushing this onto the PulseChain as a public good. You don't do that if you've got other plans, right? If you've got other plans. And so that is pretty exciting. And then we've got Coinbase at number 5 with 137,000 coins. Pretty exciting. And then we've got other, well-known names below. We've got Gnosis Safe down there at 66,000. We've got the US government with all their confiscated stuff at 60,000. Watch that number grow too. That's going to grow. You watch it. There are going to be plans. We might hear plans about that in September or October. We're waiting for the digital strategy coming out from the advisors in the White House. So keep a lookout for that. We've obviously got Lido and other ones down here as well. Ethereum name service, Arbitrum, DAO, Optimism Foundation. So we've got other chains down here as well, but none of them are near the PulseChain sacrifice at number 4. Exciting times, guys. Exciting times. And guess what? As Ethereum gets pushed higher, all of these are going to become more sought after, and then people are going to, by association with the price and with the sought after demand for these entities like Bitmine, we are going to see PulseChain get re-rated. People are going to go, hey, they're going to start to believe. It's a crossover of belief. It's all about psychology and humanity. That's psychology. And it's going to be awesome for PulseChain. So, we'll have our day in the sun, and it's going to be very, very soon. So very excited about that. Very cool to have this in there. Now, we're going to quickly talk about what that value is at the moment. So we can see the value of the PulseChain sacrifice reserve, and we're going to do a refresh on this. Let's get the latest and greatest. Is currently 626 million. This excludes some of the ETH that we had 171,000 ETH, so that's somewhere else, the difference. But we're only down $2 million at the moment, so we're pretty much at break even, plus or minus. It just moves around a little bit there. This is super exciting, guys, super exciting. And look, we're only going into the money. Now, Tom Lee, of course, we're going to talk about Tom Lee. He's been talking about, in the near term, price targets of $4,000 or $5,000. That's just ahead of us. And then, of course, he's talking about $15,000 potentially by the end of the year. And that's not the top of the cycle. So into 2026, we could see Ethereum continue to rise up and move higher and higher and higher. And potentially we've got some numbers out there like 25,000. I know that, Crypto Hitman there from Crypto Paradise talks about a number of like that, subject to where Bitcoin is, but massive re-rate in the old Ethereum price. Ethereum is where it's all at now because of stablecoins and the Genius Act that just came through, potentially $2 trillion in stablecoins flooding through into Circle and Tether. But more importantly is entities like Bitmine that Tom Lee's set up. The fact that he set that up and gone into, he's the chairman of it and gone into Ethereum just shows you how much value he sees in there. And of course, he's going to be actually one of the self-fulfilling catalysts for that, right? Because they're going to be trying to target 5% of the supply. So I mean, it's kind of almost a match made in heaven there. It is pretty exciting. So let's hear from Tom Lee, and we're going to jump straight through. We're going to miss the stock market commentary, which is fantastic, but we're going to jump straight through the crypto commentary. So let's do that, and bam, we're going to wait for that to kick off. So let's just wait for that.
I just want, we got a minute left after last week in the Genius Act.
Yeah,
and
so
you suddenly
very exciting stuff coming up. There we go.
I look at you as Mr. Equity guru or crypto guru. Are you able to do both? You have been. You're going to continue this?
Yes. Fundstrat clients know my goal is to find them good ideas and make them money. And now I want to do that with shareholders. I am dedicated to delivering a great return for anyone who invests in any of our ideas, including whether it was our granny shots, which is outperforming year to date and almost 1.9 billion of AUM after 8 months. And now with BitMine, I am dedicated to really making this one of the best performing stocks.
People need to, we don't have time to go into exactly how that works, but here we are 120 basically on Bitcoin, which you used to say at 70, and that was a 60% move or something that you were forecasting as within the next couple of months, or at least this year. Here we are now, what, 150?
I think the 200 to 250,000 for Bitcoin still makes sense, because that would still only value it at 25% of the size of the gold market.
Okay.
So I think digital gold means Bitcoin should be worth over $1 million per Bitcoin, and it could happen in the next few years. But maybe pricing 25% of that, especially with Genius Act, makes sense.
Are you going to, I don't know, start making comments and recommendations about stable coins?
Yes. I mean, in a sense, stable coins are the ChatGPT moment for crypto, because businesses like it and consumers are adopting it. And now we see JP Morgan and Citi and getting into the stablecoin market, and the Genius Act, of course.
How would you play that?
Well, Circle is one way, because it is, a standout company. They've done really well. But Ethereum is really the way to play stablecoins, because the majority of stablecoins are created on Ethereum. It's over 30% of its network fees. And if Scott Bessent's right in it, he says now it's close to a $4 trillion market. That's exponential growth for Ethereum.
Ether has taken off recently. It was down at 1,700 or something like a month ago or 2 months ago.
Yes.
Now it's back almost, 36 or something?
That's right. And I know Mark Newton, our head of technicals, thinks it's 5,000's doable near term, but if you value it similar to Circle, it's more between 10 and 20,000.
You give a rat's patootie about August 1st? Does anything change with that for you?
Well,
a new month.
Yes.
Is that that's what you're gonna? That's your answer? Well, it's a new month. Yeah.
I mean, I think that on the half full, the tariffs are really good for the budget. So, and companies are managing through these now, and they're pretty significant now. And it's not inflation. They're not talking about it as inflation. So that's the half full. But you're right. Maybe August 1st gets pushed again, and that would also be positive.
All right, so that was from Tom Lee there, and you talk about that $2 trillion. He's gone full into it. Top commentator, analyst, I would say, in stocks and crypto, particularly on mainstream media like CNBC. And man, it is hyper bullish, guys. It is hyper bullish. They're putting, not only talking about being the Fundstrat, giving all the insights into stocks and running their capital fund for Fundstrat, but now moved into crypto in a major way at number one. It is ginormous, guys, where we were heading here with the strategic reserve, and we're expecting them to plant massive capital into the old crypto. And of course, he's a key player. He talks and money walks into crypto. That's pretty much it. So super excited. This is so big, guys, so big. So it's just going to be massive moving into the end of the year. So super awesome there. Now we've obviously got the rest of the PulseChain, so we're going to talk about that and get into the results there. We've got $28.3 million at the moment is the volume. We've got 333,000 transactions. Some of the top performers at the moment, we've got Data Finance making a bit of a comeback here, 130%. Let's have a quick look at that. And yeah, we haven't talked about Daytona Finance for a while. Obviously, it was one of the early big DeFis on PulseChain, doing extremely well. And here we can see it got blasted out of nowhere. Look at that, blasted out of nowhere. Look at that volume coming under. We're doing like $500, $1,000 at most. And then today, $60,000 comes in and blasts it to the moon. Look at that. Went all the way to 1,800 of a penny. Now at 1,300 of a penny right now. Market cap 198K. So big moves there. I'm not sure what they've had on X, but we'll have a quick look because they may have some update about that. So let's see if they've got any commentary from Daytona Finance. Let's see here. 8 hours ago, PulseChain season officially started. So there we go. Non-believers will be mogged, Tony. So that's kind of cool. Give them a like for that. So that is it. So yeah, no real clue on the volume, but someone popped the volume there. So there, it's on the move. Daytona Finance there. We got Bull up. It's been around for 23 hours. So there's a new coin, Hathor Golden. I think that's related to some of those other ones. I just forgot the name of the ecosystem. But it's up 69%. We'll quickly have a look at that. It's a brand new token. Obviously not due diligence, not finance advice and all the rest of it. Hathor there, the golden one. Yeah, it's all part of that previous ecosystem. I've just forgotten the name of it right now. Let's see here. Yeah, just can't remember it now, but it's got the same sort of vibe to it. Axis Alive is making a big move with the big PulseChain influencer. Axis Alive does technical analysis, up 21%. That's on the move as well. So I don't know why we're getting all the trade things up so high, but we got that in play. So yeah, nice little pump here from the old Axis. We were all the way down at 5,600. It's been pumped all the way to 195,000 here on the price. So a big re-rate there for the old. Let's have a look at the weekly. So yeah, there's the weekly candles. Look at that, just absolutely hammered there, and that volume comes in 218K volume, and of course look at the price difference there, $6,000 to $193,000 per coin. There's only a few coins in there, right? Less than one coin in there. And that is because Axis pretty much holds like 99.5% of the coin supply. It is a really cool way of putting a bit of value out there. But yeah, we've got market cap $193 billion because most of the supply sitting in that number one Genesis REITs. But Axis is a very popular and great community member. So so far so good. Look at that chart. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right, so that's up there. We've got Alien also doing pretty well. That's up 12.2% on a bit of a move there. Not only small volume though, so just take note. Hex Pump Tie's been doing well, of course. Hex been on a run, up 10%. Orion Directive is up 1.5%, up 8%. A missile from OG WebChef up 6.8%. BFF OG WebChef 6%. We got Source Sun Minimal been under a bit of a onslaught from the whale. Remember, a whale came in. It's the same whale that rolled the chart. So it's one whale. It is out now, from what I can tell. It's completely out. But these red candles, see these ones here? These red candles from Sun Minimal, all caused by the one whale. So the one whale really rolled over this chart. It is out now. I think it had 8.8 million coins. 8.8 million coins would have put it on page number 2. So in the top 100 there on the old Sun Minimal. So that happened. Whales can do that, right? So it just takes one whale. You can do all the best here. So anyway, it's bounced off. Yesterday got down to a low of 2.3 cents below its opening. Its opening here was 2.8 cents. It actually got below that. It is now back up at 33.7 cents. So I think it'll look pretty attractive area to pick up Sun Minimal. The catalysts haven't really changed too much. It is an investment, so it's not like you're just going to have, the company is still maturing, and it's probably at least 6 months, maybe 9 months to mature. They have got their second production line coming on. I'm going to be doing a post on Sun Minimal probably later today with all the latest and greatest. So keep a lookout for that. It's too much to talk about right here now. But yeah, I've got a cool video too to show of their production line. So they've got their second production line. They've already sold out their production line for the second one. So the marketing will be limited, but they are going to be doing a special marketing campaign. So that's coming up. But yeah, they are sitting on, I would suggest to you, they're sitting on a ton of cash for the buy and burn. My guess is it's somewhere between 8 and 9 million. And that was also substantiated by the CEO last week, doing an update. He did an update yesterday, but doing an update a week ago. And he was talking about the fact that they're looking forward to the Floyn listing coming up. That's in a couple of weeks, possibly next week after. It's coming pretty close. And I'm not sure if they had an update yesterday. I haven't watched the full update, but once I do that, I'll get to there. But they have got the buy and burn coming in. So we had 2 buy and burns yesterday. So when this pulled back, we did have 2 buy and burns. You can actually see those buy and burns, but this is going to the bank ramp now address. That is the CC69, right? That's the CC69, and you can just type in something greater than 2,500, and that will get you to all the buy and burns. See all the buy and burns there. So that's in the last day. So they've had 3, a couple there. So this one here's the corporate one. These 3 they come in batches, and they're about 10.5 to 11 grand a time, right? So they did come in and they burn it, right? They burn that. So that's kind of where they're coming in at the moment. But we are waiting for a lot of stuff still to come through from the company around the customer buying and stuff like that. The reward program, I don't think they've finished that off yet. They've got the first part of it up, the referral part, and so on. So there's lots of stuff to talk about that. I will put that in the next post, and we might go through that after I've done that. So you can see that is the play at the moment. But, whales, it is a big whale, 8.8 million coins. It was a ton of coins, right? And, they largely got them free. Obviously, they're generally clients. We don't know who controls which wallets either. So there's, that is the Achilles heel of Sun Mini Mill. But the bullishness is, of course, is that millions and millions and millions and millions, potentially tens of millions, potentially hundreds of millions of dollars could come over onto soil over the next 5 years, so assuming they successfully grow to a multi-billion-dollar company. Right at the moment, they're around about $100 million revenue company, maybe higher than that slightly. But that is where we are. They're probably going to double that as well with all the sales are gone. So they might go to $200 million company. This is the first corporate on PulseChain. And it's going to be interesting. So we'll keep you updated. That's kind of a whole topic, and I'm not even talking about all of it. That's how big a topic is, but we'll come to that. But anyway, a whale has basically rolled it, and I'm pretty sure the whale is out now when I checked yesterday. So I'll double check that, but that is pretty much the end of that whale. So it could be a very good buying opportunity here. Not financial advice, all that good stuff. Let's jump out of Sun Mini Mill. This is one of my Magnificent 7, as you guys know, and it still is. So no change to that. Obviously, a whale will do things, and some of the whale stuff went into Hex. So there we go. We always get relativity plays, right? So that's pretty much it. Let's jump into PulseChain and go through the rest of the marks. What else do we got? Sparta at the moment on the back of Hex on the rise at 5.77%. Obviously got the Hex down, right, to buy Sparta. Cardano pump tires up 5%. Ring, another pump tires up 5% there. A Phoenix up 2.3%. Liquid loans up 1.4%. UFO for PDC up 1.8%. We got we got pump tire die there up 0.5%. BBC token from 9-inch. The incentive token there is up 0.5%. And that's pretty much it. And a little bit of PDC to Gray's break even there. So that's pretty much it. Not a lot after we had this little run on the old PulseChain, particularly around Hex. Before that, we had a run on Atropa, Maria's products, and of course we had pump tires yesterday as well. So we have had quite a move in which category is dominating PulseChain, but it's kind of where we are at the moment. So that is PulseChain coverage, which is going to lead us into Titan X, and of course Torus. We'll get into Torus. Let's see who's in the chat. Titan X and Torus. How are we doing for time? And now in 2 minutes, we're doing perfect timing. Fantastic. Perfect timing. All right, so let's see here. Get this idiot off the show. All right, who's there? I don't know. Is it Richard Hart? Richard. Hey, Richard. What's that magical bag you're carrying of Ethereum? We got that. We got what else there? Sandy Beach's birthday is on Wednesday. Oh wow! I thought you just had your birthday, Sandy. But hey, happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you. Maybe I didn't read the whole thread. Maybe it's someone else's birthday. Who else we got going in the house? I think that's it. Let's scroll down a bit further. We got Gal in the house there. Yo. Good to see you, Gal. Big shout out. We got Wookie as well. The price of gold goes up, so does the cap, says Wookie. Nice one. We got high stakes Hex in the house there. Looking good, super. I'm liking the haircut. Thank you very much. We got it's almost quasi-military. I'm liking the haircut. Prices are ready to rise. Hope everyone is prepared to deal with the craziest volatility we've ever seen. If you try to trade, you're gonna lose. Yeah, I agree with you. I did a big speech about that yesterday. I think it was yesterday. If you're playing around with all these little silly coins, make sure you move it into all the good stuff because you got to have the quality stuff because everything's about to rock and roll. So don't stop mucking around and bear markets are fine, right? You muck around a few other things, but get yourself in the good bags, right? Brendan says congrats on turning 21 again. That's for Sandy Beach. Happy birthday, Sandy Beach. I might get a little happy birthday thing here. But all we've got is what's this thing? Let's see. Happy birthday to you, Sandy Beach. Happy birthday to you, Sandy Beach. Happy birthday to Sandy Beach. Happy birthday to you. That's great. That's great. That's great. Cryptographics on the house there. What was it? Love these daily streams. Killing it, my man. I appreciate that, Cryptographics. Big shout out. We've got the founder of Torus here in the house there, folks. Of course, a well-known PulseChain and Titan influencer, I would say. Titan influencer there now. A founder of one of probably the most exciting projects out on crypto right now is Torus. So big shout out there. We got Yellowtail in the house there. Holla, holla, holla. Rates cuts next week. No, I'm not expecting them. That'd be very, very surprising. The market's not expecting them at the moment either. And of course, that's September is when we're expecting a rate cut. So that's probably the place. If we got something shocking, it would be quite shocking indeed. And that would cause a God mode candle, I'm sure, in crypto if that happened. But hey, we got Crypto Legend League in the house there. Hi, brother, Superman. Good to see you, Crypto League. Big shout out. Welcome to the chat. And we got Brendan in the house there as well with the clap, clap, clap. Clip that, says Brennan. No, don't clip it. Don't clip it. Damn it. YouTube's forever. YouTube's forever. we gotta wind back. I think my phone is playing. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. You're bringing it home, Wookie. You're bringing it home. All right. So let's jump away. Let's jump away into where we're going. We're going to Titanix. We're going to Titanix next. Let's do it. Bam. Let's get into it. We got Titanix. So we've got a little green candle, just very baby green candles, slightly green. Obviously, Titanix had its little rally and then cooled off because the RSI was getting hot, right? The RSI was getting hot on X too, right? RSI held on X, and that's why we had that 8-cent count, and that's kind of where it hit to, right? We had the RSI hot on Titanix, and it had to breathe, take a breather. It's done that so far. On the US dollar price, of course, it's doing pretty well because of Ethereum, and so it's still up, relatively speaking. And here we are. We're down at 6 zeros 1100. We rallied all the way to 6 zeros 2700, and of course that was 140%, so 2.4x, and we're still up 2x there, 100% at the moment after 29 days. Not too bad at all. But of course, the ETH ratio is the one that really pulled back, and that's the one we're really watching. So let's go to the daily, and we can see we're finally, I think, hit a breather there on the old ETH ratio. We were down at the bottom at 10 zeros 5,000. We're now at 10 zeros 6,000, so we're not much above percentage-wise. It's decent, but not much really above it. And we had a rally all the way up to 8,800, right? So it was a pretty good 60-70% gain on the ratio. And now we're only up about 20% on the gain there. So the retrace quite aggressively on the downside there. So just a lot of profit taking going on the other side. So people buying in with the volume and people selling into the volume pretty much. So let's jump over to, obviously there's about 41 protocols on the old Titanix, but we're expecting exciting things for Titanix moving up. It's got, some people would say on the US dollar side, let me just go back to the daily there. On the US dollar side, a nice little cup and handle there, like a perfectly formed cup and handle. So this thing could be about to absolutely go moon, right? Absolutely go moon. And so how do we describe that? Well, you're probably looking at something like this, right? So we've got a very deep cup here and a pretty big move there. We might get Brennan on to talk about that. That is play. So kind of cool. Now we're going to talk about the buy and burn because the buy and burn is very valuable. I did talk about this yesterday. Buy and burn sitting at about $16 million. And I added them all up. I did if Tom Lee's right, about 15,000 by the end of the year, which I think he's probably going to be pretty close to it. And because he's one of the big buyers that's going to make it happen, is that we could end up with a combined buy and burn balance around $100 million on Titanix ecosystem with all the buy and burns together. We're currently 16.5 million or 16.6 million here on the V1, and of course the stakeout payouts for day 888 coming up as well. In fact, we're 70% of the way through, and that's $4 million as well. So you can 4x all these numbers, right? And that gets us close to 100 million there. Just over 100 million actually, if we include all the other buy and burns too, like DragonX, Helios, and their payouts, which are part of that payout number. Pretty exciting. Ratio of DragonX at the moment is 12.3. We're going to scroll down though, and we're going to go to Inferno. We're going to go to Torus. So let's go to Torus here. And we're on day 12. Woohoo! Day 12, day 12, day 12, day 12. Day 12 on Torus. And man, this thing has been super successful. And I'm going to talk about a few little insights here, actually. So I guess that we got 7 hours into day 12. So yeah, if you've been in here since day 1, you've been earning some pretty nice rewards. And if you've been here since yesterday, you've been earning some nice rewards. It's day 12. Now, we're going to have a look at the price. Actually, not that's what we're going to stats here. So the current price at the moment says $8.88. That's where we are. And of course, we had an account that's been trading this trading Torus. It's sold out now. So that account is out. It did 1,000 Torus sell. Can you read 1,000 Torus sell? That's not going to be a lot in the future, but it's a lot today. And it's taking it down to $8.88 today. It was up at $10.60 yesterday. And but look at this chart. This chart is going to say a lot. Now we're going to talk about this. I was trying to make it bigger, but it's just this always happens with these pie charts. But we've got look at this liquid supply, 781 tokens. That's crazy, right? That is crazy. It's 4.1%, 781 tokens. That is crazy. We saw obviously the trader sell out their last 1,000, and so now there's only 781 tokens of liquid. That's pretty amazing. We're not expecting a lot of supply too, at least up to day 30 or something. So we're going to check that out on the June report. But that is kind of crazy. So yeah, we would have had like 1,800 coins. Now that 1,000's gone into the LP pool. So yeah, 10,400 in the LP pool. Of course, that's sitting in a pool. You actually have to have someone sell into it or buy into it. So we've only got 781 there liquid apparently. So pretty crazy. We've got we're just about to go below 19,000 Torus. We started off with 20,000, so we're still super early, right? We're not expecting a lot of inflation in the system, at least for maybe 30 days. So yeah, that is how low we are. We're actually about to go below 19,000 probably by tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, the burn Torus is at 1,834. Stake Torus, which has been exciting to the upside, probably it's tamed down in the last couple of days, probably the last 4 or 5 days, but definitely it's been exciting, particularly in the first 5 days. We're up at 6,000 Torus there now staked. Shares is the key number I'm looking at. That's the key number, 1.94 billion shares. So that's definitely slowed down a little bit. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And the total Titanex burned, 137 billion Titanex has been burned forever. So isn't that fantastic? That's I think you thank Torus for that. Pretty exciting. The day payout pool at the moment, $880,000. The payout in Torus though is 99,123. So it'll probably be another 2 days. I think we'll be below. Maybe 2 days we'll be below 99,000 in the reward pool. So that is additional value being added to the potential future supply, which will then be reallocated based on the number of people that go into the protocol, particularly over the next 60 days or so, 70 days. That's kind of the play there. The buy and burn though is glorious. Look at this. There are $300,000 now in the buy and burn for the buy and burn, which is amazing. Almost 100,000 in ETH and 200,000 on Titanex. As obviously, if Titanex blows up in price with that little cup and handle, that big cup and handle, then this is all going to magnify in value, like magnify very quickly. And of course, if ETH hits $15,000, by the end of the year, like they're talking about November, December, then you've got massive re-rate in this, right? So that's a 4x, that's 400K just today, and of course that there would be up, way higher, probably well over $1 million. So yeah, way high. So it'd be pretty crazy. The buy and build, which builds up liquidity, which is going to be very important as we get more inflation out in the system, right? As we start getting these stake maturities or these creations come out, buy and build is going to be far more important there. So we've got the buy and burn is going to be important for price stability. We've got the buy and build as well. That's fattening up liquidity. And we've got 60K in the ETH. We've got 150K in the Titanex, and of course that will go up as true. So we continue this rally into the end of the year. All those values go up because presumably a lot of the stuff won't really be used in the near term, at least for the next month. So that's my kind of expectation there. Fractal at the moment about 38K in Ethereum value, and that too, that's triggers on day 110. We're only on day 12, so remember that. And that will all, and then we've got 97,000 in Titanex. So this is additional. So you add all those up, it's pretty exciting. And yeah, what's that? Let's just do a quick number there. 300. What's that? 300, 500, $500,000 right there, and then Fractal. You're talking about 640, 650 $1,000 already captured in the buy and burn treasury, as I call it, buy and burn treasury. And of course, earning, people are excited. They're creating Toruses. So people not as much staking right now, but definitely a lot of creating going on. And of course, the yield's pretty attractive, 15,200%. And yeah, so kind of cool. That is what's going on right now. Let's jump away to the Torus website. Again, this is the June dashboard here, and this gives us a lot of insights into what's happening. Let's jump into the chat there. We've got a few people as well. We've got Tyndale in the house there. Tyndale reposted the stream. Appreciate that, Tyndale. Big shout out. Sandy Beach is 29. Are you 29? Wow, Sandy Beach, that's amazing. That's amazing. Amazing. 29, Sandy Beach. Crypto Wars, Superman delivering tomorrow's news today. It's getting hot. It is indeed getting hot, Tyndale. It's getting hot, hot, hot. Thank you, says Sandy Beach. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. All right, so yeah, we've got almost 800,000. I would suggest you it's probably just gone over 800, but it's an hour ago. So 798. So we're basically $800,000 has gone into Torus inside 11 days and 7 hours. 11 days and 7 hours. Pretty awesome. All right, so what else we got here? We got 64 ETH gone in there. Now the Titanx, it says is 2.4 trillion, but it's actually more than that. So we're going to quickly go to Titanx Hub and have a look at the Titanx to get the exact number. I'm not sure what the differences are, but there is a difference there. But we've actually got Torus at 2.5 trillion here, sitting at number 6 on the biggest total Titanx. So 2.5 trillion. That's amazing. And of course, that's had an impact on supply, right? So total circulation, I think we were over 70 trillion in the circulation on Titanx, and now we're at 68.1 trillion. And it's just that is huge. So obviously, if Torus picks up, we should reasonably expect this line number to go down, right? So go down there. So yeah, pretty crazy. What else? We've got total future Torus is expected. We talked about we only got 19,000 in the market right now. We've got 9.8 million expected in the future. That's what I'm saying. We're still very early days. We are expecting obviously the price to adjust and the liquidity and the buy and burns to adjust, and the amount of people that come in to adjust as well. So it's a lot to be seen. But we're going to go to this chart, which is probably the most important one in some ways, because one of the two big things about Torus is how when people come in after you. So you do a creation, for example, you go into Torus, you create a future inflation, or you get your share of the future inflation. That's the way you do it. You're not really creating, you're sort of getting share of the payout pool. And so you do that, and everybody that comes in after you, so 100 people come after you, they're going to get a share of all the future inflation, that 9.8 that we talked about, which is growing by about 99,000 a day at the moment. So they're going to get a share of that. And what we've been seeing is that this started off, over 4 million. I think it was 4.3 million or something like that early on. And now we're on day 12, right? And it's gone below 2.5 million yesterday. So from yesterday, it was just over 2.5 million. It's now at 2,472,000. So these candles are getting redistributed to more and more people as they come in. What happens if we've had 800,000 come in and we get someone tomorrow that comes in with, let's say, $100,000 or $200,000, or a whole ton of people come in with that sort of capital? Then this will get reallocated really fast. And of course, we've got so many days before we even get to these candles, so it's going to get redistributed really, really fast. Even though the maths is going, your best maths was day one, but it's going down at quite a slow pace, relatively speaking. And so we're expecting this to continue to redistribute. And this is one of the two key things to understand about Torus, I think, is the fact that the future supply, as more people come in, it gets allocated to more and more people. So it flattens out the amount that big whales might have, for example, and it distributes it way more to other people. So it's all based on the amount of shares you have. And that's why I keep saying, the shares is kind of the number I keep looking at, is what is the share rate there? 1.94 billion at the moment. So that's the one I keep looking at there, because that's, if whatever shares you've got is what you're getting there. How do you get more shares? Of course, you have to go and either create Torus, which is really just getting a share of the Torus, or stake Torus, right? So that's the two things there. So that is the play. And so, yeah, this has gone below 2.5 million. So, wow, that's the top candle, right? So the biggest candle coming out on day 89. And of course, then we have all these other candles, and we've got future candles. Look at that. And they're all going to get flattened out too, no doubt, as we go forward. And of course, every day we're adding about 99,000. So, it's slowly increasing from that point of view. But look how early we're only on day like 11. We're not expecting hardly any inflation coming out. The next day inflation is really, that's kind of significant. I'm just going through any of these. We've got a couple hundred coming out, day 26. Let's see. Yeah, so day 27 is the first day that we will reasonably expect, some significance in inflation. Remember, we've got 19,000 today. We only got like 800 in the liquid pool that people got in their wallets. 1,500 is the first day, day 27. We're only on day 12, and we have a lot more people coming in before then. Pretty crazy. Let's see what else we got to. It starts to step up a little bit there by day 30. But the next real big day is day 34, 1,200. We've got stake tokens coming out, so we do have those, 400 there. 1,500 on day 35. You can kind of see day 38, it's got 1,800, 1,900 there. So really not too bad. I mean, these numbers still aren't, relative to 19,000 today. Obviously, they affect the liquid amount and where the prices might go. But of course, we've got the buy and burn sort of supporting there, and people buying and staking that could influence these numbers as well, absorb some of the pressure. Day 45 is really the first day we try to step up in the amount of volume coming out, and it's 4,200. Whatever that's going to be in the future, we could do some modeling on that, of course, but that would be, 4,000 would be the first big day, day 45. So kind of interesting before we could have, particularly strong fluctuations in the market. Will depend. Like I say, the buy pressure for staking, the new people coming in, new speculators, so that could all be buy pressure to absorb any of these supplies. Obviously, the buy and burn, what rate that's running, it's only at the bottom of the rate at the moment, 1%. So that could also, and has to accumulate, remember, it's 144 times a day. And then the next day after that, we've got 2,400 day 46. And then really the first challenge, I think, the biggest challenge really for the system is when we get to day 47, we've got 15,200 coins. So at the moment, we've got 19,000. A lot of it's locked away with about 800 supplies. So you talk about 800 plus 15,000, whatever that balance would be, plus the other days. That's the first day that we're going to face some significant, interesting changes potentially in Torus. So, but like I say, we've got all those other bullish factors before that. Let's see what happens on day 47. The other thing, of course, what with these coins, will they take these coins? How many people will take these coins? Because this is the second big thing. So the first takeaway is that inflation gets distributed by everybody based on the number of shares they have and the more people coming in. The second part, of course, is this is really a staking protocol more than so an ROI protocol, right? So you can play the short game and try to do ROI, but you take on a lot of costs and risks with that. But you also, the mathematics is set up for a long-term game and staking, right? So this is the play. So people they stake long, they get big amount of shares, and that's the main game. But what will happen to the psychology of people? Well, the psychology of people, when they get their coins out, will they then go and stake them, right? Because the yields are pretty attractive. Or will we see the price adjust down to 10 million plus ratio on the Titanx for Torus, and we see people, people there, deciding to stake, because it's going to flip around that level. It's going to flip over from being high yields on creating, which is 15,400, to staking at 3,800%. Plus, with staking, you have optionality, right? So once you get past 50%, for example, if you get to 75% of the way through your time with your staking, you can get 50% of your rewards plus your original Torus with the first day Torus back. So that's kind of the play. It's going to be pretty interesting to see all that play out moving forward. So those are the two key takeaways. The inflation gets redistributed by everybody coming in after you, which is really cool. We'll see this flatten out. And number two is that we will see how many people will stake, because the yields are probably going to be still pretty high, I would gather. Maybe not in the 1,000%, maybe they'll be in the 100%. We'll see. But that's definitely something we're going to find out in the future. And I think the first challenge really is day 47 at this stage. And then, of course, those are what I'd call short minters anyway. They're already the ROI mindset guys, right? So they're already at day 47. So they're already playing that thing. That just hit my head. But 47 there. And then we got a couple other days coming up there. So these are some of when we're getting these shorter, when they're shorter, but they're kind of medium term at the moment coming up there. And then what else? Another day. We've got a couple other days coming up there. And then, day 61, we got up to, day 60, 16,000. Day 61, 24,000. So Torus should reshape when we get into these numbers, right? So that's some of the key first challenges in the Torus ecosystem. But before we get to those, we're obviously going to have lots of people potentially come in, and all this inflation will get redistributed to more and more people. So there might be bigger candles coming out, but actually over time, those will be lower because we've got more people coming in. So these numbers will all be lower than I pointed out, these challenges. So, on day 76, we've got 166,000, but that will actually be lower and redistributed to more and more people as we move forward in time. So that is going to, we don't know. We've got a lot of days to go between day 12 and day 60, for example, and particularly through to day 70 before we start getting into these bigger candles. They're all going to be redistributed and shared out amongst new people, because as new people come in and they do max periods, for example, 88 days, they're going further out, right? They're going further out, so it redistributes these coins. So pretty fascinating stuff. Keep an eye out on all that. So yeah, not expecting too much action for the first 30 days, 35 days in particular. We've had over 1,000 creations, so it's been a big milestone. I think they actually hit it on day 12, so 1,013 now. This number is pretty key. We'd like to see this number ramp up and get into a bit of a FOMO. Will it happen on end of week 2, day 14, in a couple of days, or what happened week 3? Will people start FOMOing in? We'll see that. And of course, the Torus stakes as well, 124. We've definitely seen that slow down, and we've got the charts to show it, right? So the charts here show that we had, obviously, first day we had 289 people do creations, get a share of that beautiful supply, and then of course that's all gone all the way down. So we were doing about 100 of those, or actually what we say about 600 of those in day 4 5. We then dropped down to 760, 800. Sorry, I'm doing the wrong number there, so I'm doing accumulative. So we were sitting at around 100 there for day 4 5. We then dropped down to 66, 67 for day 6 7, and then we dropped down about 50, back up to 60. Yesterday was 2 days ago was 973, and day 11 was 36. So we definitely dropped off there, and what we want to see is that actually pick up. So we'd like to see that pick up, and maybe at the end of the second week or third week, I'd really like to see that those numbers pick up there, and we may very well see that, and that is bullish, I think, ultimately for the protocol. So looking forward to see that. So that is the play. Staking, of course, also has been pretty thinned out, as you could see. Staking was really people buying on the market and staking, as well as just staking. Basically buying off the market and staking was pretty exciting the first couple of days. Really pushed that price up on the chart. It's definitely been tapered off right now. We've got even on day 10 we had no new stakers. Yesterday we had 3, and day 12 was 1. So 2 days ago 3 and 1. So that's really tapered off. So we're going to see whether that really pushes up again, because there's not much Torus on the market, and you're like Android, so you're going to push the price up quite nicely. So the good chance we may see that over the next 24 hours. So we'll keep a look out for that. So yeah, pretty crazy. Almost 5% burn so far on small supply. Liquid holders on 85, but like I say, there's not really much holders in there, right? So you can see not much holders in at all. Look at that. So apparently that's around 800 or so, taking out the smart contracts and things. So pretty crazy. Bring it on. I think the price is going to look probably pretty good moving forward. So going to the Torus chart one last time. How am I doing for time? Because I was doing really great time. I've probably gone over it. Yeah, I have gone over for 15 minutes. This is what Torus does. Torus does this. This is what Torus does. It makes you always go 2 times or 5 times longer. That's great. I love it, because I talk about phases anyway. But let's go to the daily there. So this is that chart that we had. We had that candle there. That is that seller that sold. That's the trader. He's out now though. So the good chance this price will start to rise again. So that's kind of where I'm expecting the chart to push back up again. There's not many tokens for sale, as we said. There's only not very many at all. Let's go to stats. 781 tokens. So that's nothing on this chart, right? So a reason to expect the chart to start curving back up is probably the case, especially if we get stakers coming back in. We'll keep a look at stakers and speculators, right? That's a key one there. All right, that's pretty much it on that. We do have outside of that, we do have other projects that we're expecting. We're expecting obviously Bitcoin Genie from Crypto Stevie D. So that's an honorable mention today. We're looking forward to that launching coming up as well. So that's pretty much it at the moment on the old Titanex. And of course, we're waiting for Jake Sharp to launch his big new beautiful thing to push the ecosystem as well, and maybe turn the buy and burn on maybe later in the year. Maybe let's see what happens. See what happens there. All right, that's pretty much it. An hour and 28 minutes, let's say. I've got Fast Abdul in the house there. I'm here for the tech. You can see Fast Abdul on the PulseX conference. He was on many panels on there. So check him out there. Shell Fox in the house there. Charts are getting thorny. How do you say thorny? This is a family channel. Did someone forget to remind you it's a family channel? It's a PG channel. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on, as we say. Let's go into, I guess we're going to wrap that up with the old video. Let's play out Raoul Paul. It's time to feel bullish. We've got a new foundation, not just BitMine from Tom Lee, but we've also got what's it launched today? It was a merger between two Ethereums, another Ethereum firm there. I'm just trying to think. I think it's called Ethereum Strategy Ethereum or something like that. It's just a new one that's going to be launching to go into crypto today. I've just forgotten the name of it now, but it's a merger, and they're going to be looking at trying to be the micro strategy of Ethereum. So we've got Bitmine out there going to be the strategy. This is Michael Saylor's Bitcoin holdings for Ethereum. We've got another one. We're going to have many of them. That's why I think the price of Ethereum is going to blow minds moving forward, and of course that's going to be bullish for all altcoin season, including PulseChain. So it's very exciting where we're heading moving forward. As the Bulls horns. All right, cool. That's good, Shell. Thanks for clarifying that. All right, so let's jump over to here. We got Bull Banana there. All right, so let's play that out for around how bullish this market is looking right now. We're about to get into the banana part of the curve, so hope you guys enjoy. Take care. Catch you on tomorrow's show. Check out the Monster Thread. Share it around. Very important out there. And check out all the awesome teams that are in there this week. Amazing teams. They're offering some pretty high income DeFi yield and many other opportunities there, like Pulse of the Fallen anime series with some of your favorite influencers on there. So check it out. And it's posted in the chat there. All right, take care, and I'll catch you on tomorrow's show. Bye for now.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase one of the banana zone, banana number one, the corrective zone, banana number two comes, another correction, banana number three. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020, 2021. Off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats. Don't fuck this up. Don't lose control of your tokens. Don't use leverage. Don't get your wallet hacked. Just sit with it. Be careful. Don't get FOMO. Do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens will have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
You could get a bad candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.